Ni saa 7 kamili saa za Afrika Mashariki. Mtazamaji hujambo na karibu ndani ya Switch Adhuhuri. Jina langu ni Joel Chacha, mfasiri kwa lugha ya ishara ni Teresia Washira. Mingi tumekuandalia kuhusiana na ripoti ya BBI, na kwanza tutazame vidokezo. Ripoti ya BBI yazinduliwa rasmi katika ukumbi wa Bomas hapa jijini Nairobi. Kila mtu imba. Kamati ya BBI yaeleza kuwa ilihusisha kila mmoja, wakipuzilia madai ya baadhi ya wanasiasa kuwa ripoti hiyo haikujumuisha kila Mkenya. Kamati spesheli ya BBI yasema makamishna wa tume ya uchaguzi na mipaka IEBC watachujwa kabla ya uchaguzi ujao. Karibu tena mtazamaji, na moja kwa moja tunaelekea katika ukumbi wa Bomas of Kenya ambapo ripoti ya BBI inazinduliwa, na pia mwanahabari wetu David Kagina amekita kambi kule. Atakuwa anazungumza nasi moja kwa moja, na hivi sasa tu tuweze kutazama wale ambao wanazungumza katika ukumbi wa Bomas.
Build a cohesive and peaceful society. My hope is that after we flatten the COVID-19 curve, our national revenge on the pandemic will be also to flatten the gaps in our societies, so that there will be no us versus them, a dichotomy that, if not well considered, could easily lead us the Rwanda way, a way we don't want it to go. Whereas the BBI has the potential to transform our country by resolving many of the underlying issues that lead us into cyclical bouts of electoral unrest, no amount of legislation will take us from a nation of blind ties to a nation of ideals. For this, we, and in particular our leaders, must bring to life the national values as expressed in our Constitution. The evolution of a national ethos essential to our national ideals is critical to the consolidation of our democratic gains and to our quest to build a peaceful, just, cohesive, and prosperous society. In conclusion, I wish to confirm, Your Excellency, that NCIC will continue working to ensure the process is peaceful, leading to a transformation of our political culture and the infusion of healthy values and in uplifting national ethos into the lives of all Kenyans. Thank you, and may God bless Kenya.
Yes, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, Your Excellency, the Deputy President and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, all protocols observed, good afternoon. Yes, my name is Dego Wahome. I am the Speaker for Nyandarua and the Chairman of the County Assemblies Forum. Hiyo ni mabunge yote 47 ya Jamhuri ya Kenya. And to start with, I would wish to quickly introduce the members, Your Excellency, who are here. Can we have the speakers upstanding? The speakers of the county assemblies of this country, kindly. Very well, thank you very much. The deputy speakers, you make it fast. Yes, deputy speakers, you can wave. The majority leaders. Okay, and then all the MCAs from across the country. Can you kindly be upstanding? Asante sana. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, we would have been more than this, but due to the limitations of COVID, we had only to get a few of us so that we would be able to fit here and be part of the history of this country. Your Excellency, as the county assemblies of this country, we have listened to you very carefully. And we have also, in the preliminary, looked at this document that is the BBI. And what we can say at outright even before we make an assurance to you that actually we are going the 2,287 MCAs in this country, that we commit that we are going to look into this document and we are going to read it ourselves. Secondly is that we are going to ensure, as the leaders who operate at the village level, that this document reaches Wajiko and that Wajiko is able to understand it, is able to appreciate it, is able to own it, and therefore make the right decision on it. But as I've said at the preliminary stage, is that we are very happy and appreciate with the 35% of the vertical sharing of revenue that will be coming to the counties. That one is actually strengthening devolution and securing devolution. And with those kind of resources, Your Excellency, coming to the counties, we are assured that there will be no commotion at the national level for leadership at the national level. Everybody will follow resources at the counties to be able to work for our people at the grassroots. Secondly is that we thank you for the establishment of county assemblies fund. This will ensure that the billions that will come to the counties, that the assemblies are now will be independent financially and will be able to take care of this money to ensure that it serves the purpose for which it was brought to the counties. Your Excellency, we also thank you and we appreciate this report for the reasons that the concept of World Development Fund has been incorporated in this document. And with the World Development Fund, it will be ensured that there is equitable distribution of development programs across the counties. But this will be a point of discussion, and we know that the steering committee and those concerned will listen to us so that this amount goes to at least even 50% of all the funds. Your Excellency, the President, is that as the assemblies of this country, we have said we have only looked at this document at the preliminary, and we can already see good things. We can see good tidings on this document, and I know we are going to bring a positive report on this document. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Asante sana. Bwana Wahome ndiye chairperson County Assemblies Forum. Naomba Mheshimiwa Rais nimwalike sasa Governor Ali Roba na Mheshimiwa Governor Wycliffe Oparanya kwa niaba ya Council of Governors. Mheshimiwa.
Mheshimiwa Rais, mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo. Yangu itakuwa ni fupi sana. Tumezungumzia mambo ya BBI kwa muda mrefu. Dalili yake ambayo imeanza na handshake baina ya Mheshimiwa Rais na Mheshimiwa the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Nataka kuchukua mfano mmoja mfupi sana. Hivi juzi wakati Mheshimiwa Rais alikuwa Nyanza na akiwa Kisumu, wakati alikuwa amekaribishwa na raia kwa shangwe, vigelegele, vifijo, nderemo na hoihoi, kiasi ya kuwa ukiweza kuangalia runinga furaha iliyoko katika nyuso za wananchi wa Nyanza ambao miaka 8 iliyopita iko kwa inaweza hata kufikirika kimawazo, inadhihirisha Wakenya wamechoka na uhasama baina yao. Na mimi ninaongoza county ambao ni mojawapo wa county ndugu yangu Right Honorable Raila hakuweza kufika kupiga campaign 2 zilizopita kwa sababu ya hiyo uhasama ya kisiasa. Leo hii imetupa fursa ya kuweza kuleta Wakenya pamoja, kuhakikisha tumeangalia siasa tofauti na vile tulikuwa tunaangalia siasa hapo zamani. Ikiwa hakuna sababu nyingine, tunaweza kuiunga hii BBI report pamoja na mabadiliko ambayo imewekwa katika mkakati yake, sababu ya kuweza kuleta Wakenya pamoja na Wakenya kuweza kujiona kama Wakenya pasina utengano, itakuwa ni muhimu sana sisi kupata fursa hii. Kwa wale ambao ni wafugaji, miaka mingi tumeweza kuzungumzia mambo ya marginalization. Devolution ilianza na hiyo 15% imeweza kubadilisha town zetu, imeweza kupatia ajira watu wengi. Mheshimiwa Rais, employment ambayo imegeneratiwa under your leadership under devolution has never been recorded. We need to record because this is also your legacy. There are a lot of people in sectors and subsectors that have been employed under devolution who are making income out directly from the government of Kenya under your leadership. If 15% of devolution and the circular flow of income within our counties today, in 2013 when we were campaigning in my county of Mandera, we could not find vehicles to hire for purpose of campaign. Today there is traffic jam in Mandera town, courtesy of devolution. You can just imagine what 35% can do for areas that were previously considered marginalized. Hatuna sababu nyingi za kuangalia. Hiyo document tumeweza kuangalia kwa kifupi, haina madhara. Lakini manufaa ya hiyo document itakuwa ni mabadiliko na hiyo ajira tunazungumzia katika mashinani. Na mimi nataka kusema tutaiunga mkono 100%. Asante sana na Mungu awabariki.
Mheshimiwa Rais, mabibi na mabwana, mimi nimekuja hapa kuongea kwa niaba ya baraza la magavana. Na tuna magavana wengi ambao wametoka kaunti mbalimbali. Nataka niwatambue, wasimame tu, deputy governors na governors wote wasimame, muone hiyo ndio wamekuja kwa wingi. Na nina apologies kutoka kwa governor wa Kwale, Mheshimiwa Mvurya hangeweza kuwa na sisi hapa siku ya leo, lakini amesema anaunga mkono BBI. Leo hii na siku ya historia, Mheshimiwa Rais. Ni siku ya historia kwa sababu wewe umetuita hapa kuongea mambo ambayo inaweza kuleta Wakenya pamoja. Na hii ni jambo la muhimu kwa sababu sisi Wakenya tumepata shida nyingi miaka zile zingine. Nataka nikushukuru wewe na Mheshimiwa Raila kuja pamoja kwa handshake. Kuja kwenu pamoja kumeleta amani katika hii nchi. Na hiyo amani itatusaidia sisi kuendelesha maendeleo ya nchi hii kwa niaba ya wananchi wa Kenya wote. Sisi kama familia ya ukatusi tumesoma. Wale ambao wajasoma naomba waende wasome, lakini sisi ambao tumesoma tumeona ukatusi is the first winner in this BBI. Aswa pesa nyingi zitaenda mashinani kutoka 15% to 35%. Tulikuwa tumependekeza iwe 45. Lakini tumepata 35. Tumesema hongera. Pia vile unajua kila mwaka enda rudi tumepata shida ya pesa kuenda mashinani. Aswa tukianza mwaka mpya. Wherever we have a new financial year. Mwaka huu mnajua ya kwamba tumepata pesa mashinani mwezi huu, na wale ambao suppliers katika county kuanzia mwezi wa Julai mpaka sasa wajalipwa. Ndio unasikia wengi wao wanakuwa auction, ile kampuni zao zinafilisika. Hii BBI imekuja na njia mwafaka ambayo itasaidia sisi wananchi pesa kusambazwa katika mashinani, na zile amendment zote ambazo zimewekwa katika Public Finance Management Act. Ile ya muhimu pia na hii Ward Fund. Mnajua sisi governors tulikuwa karibu kuwa impeached na hawa MCA kwa sababu ya Ward Fund, na sisi tukasema hakuna sheria maalum. Sasa tuna mapendekezo, tutakuwa na sheria maalum ambayo itawezesha kutekeleza Ward Fund, na hiyo is a win for devolution. Kwa hivyo wale governors wako hapa wote wamesema wataenda mashinani kusambaza BBI, na wao wote wataunga mkono BBI. Mheshimiwa Rais, hawa ndio watakuwa ambassador wako, na sisi tuko pamoja, tutaendelea hivyo. Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Gavana. Kwa sasa Mheshimiwa Samuel Pogisho na Mheshimiwa Amos Kimunya wataongea kwa kifupi kwa niaba ya Bunge la Kitaifa na Bunge la Senate. Mheshimiwa Pogisho.
Your Excellency, President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Deputy President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Jambo. Your Excellency, I have only a few minutes to speak. On behalf of the Senate, we wish you a happy birthday. We also want to say this, Your Excellency, that the document that is going to be launched today, I, being a student of the Bible, a student of communication and science, I know something about how we read documents. Your Excellency, if you want to marry many women, you can find it in the Bible. It depends on what you want to read. Just there. If you want prosperity, you can find it. If you want sadaka kubwa, you can find it. It's the way we read the documents. Your Excellency, in the area of communication, we have something called selective perception. It means even if you're on a busy street and you're hungry, all you will see are restaurants. You can't even see a bank next door to a restaurant because your mind is set. You are going to eat and you can't see anything else. My advice on this account, Your Excellency, is that we read this document in a way that brings the same meaning for all of us. Let's read this document with an open mind. I've also had the privilege, Your Excellency, of experiencing all the violences of elections that we've had. But the one that really hurt me was the 2007, 2008, when I was minister. And having been the Minister for Information, Your Excellency, the information I used to get and the pictures I used to see, not many Kenyans saw. And I just want to say, for God's sake, let us never go back to that scenario. I'm also privileged to have come from a community that understands something about war and warfare. Early, before the actual war.
Na mtazamaji, huyo ni kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge ambaye ni Samuel Pogisho, na hapo ni katika ukumbi wa Bomas ambapo anazungumzia swala zima la BBI, uzinduzi wa BBI. Na labda tuchukue taarifa hii mtazamaji, ambapo kamati ya BBI ikiongozwa na seneta wa Garissa inasema kwamba walizuru kaunti zote 47 kuchukua maoni ya Wakenya katika kuunda ripoti ya pili ya BBI ambayo imezinduliwa rasmi hii leo katika ukumbi wa Bomas hapa jijini Nairobi. Akiongelea leo kwa niaba ya wanakamati wengine wa BBI, Profesa Adams Olo anasema kuwa walihakikisha kwamba walihusisha washikadau wote na wangali wakizingatia sheria na masharti ya virusi vya korona iliyowekwa na Wizara ya Afya. Aidha, Olo anasema kuwa madai ya wapinzani wa BBI ya kuwa Wakenya hawakuhusishwa katika ripoti hiyo ni ya kupoteza Wakenya, na tunaweza kutazama aliyosema hapo awali.
As we went to those 47 counties, we also ensured that the different cleavages within the society appeared before us. This included the youth, women, persons living with disabilities, the elderly, the civil society, religious groups, and the political class. Other than going to the 47 counties, we also had what we called KICC stakeholder meetings. In those KICC stakeholder meetings, we had representatives from all the arms of government appearing before us. And in addition to that, Your Excellency, we received written memorandums either by email or physically before our secretary. Your Excellency, when we thought we were going home in November, you again found it fit to invite us now as a steering committee to the implementation of the Building Bridges Task Force report. So we became a steering committee. And the mandate this time round was to do a validation process. That validation process undertook a route in which the task force report became a baseline for conducting that validation. And throughout, again, Your Excellency, the same groups, in addition to those who had not appeared before us, came and validated the report. The validation process was multifaceted. We had, again, KICC and like meetings in which stakeholders came and gave their views on that November report. We had regional meetings which were preceded by stakeholder meetings or delegates of particular regions. And during the political gathering in all those regions, a memorandum was given to us arising from the delegates' presentations. That happened in all the regions, but Your Excellency will recall that we had divided Rift Valley into two. Narok had already taken place, but as we prepared for Nakuru, COVID struck. Your Excellency, I can confirm to you, and if the governors from the Rift Valley are present here, they'll confirm to you that the Nakuru meeting that did not take place, we still gave them an opportunity, and as individual governors from the Rift Valley, they brought their memorandums to us. What I'm trying to say, Your Excellency, is that this was a very participatory process. In addition to the
Naam, ni usemi wa Profesa Olo kuhusiana na swala zima la watu kuhusishwa katika mchakato wa BBI, na hivi sasa mwelekezi wangu Lineta ananiarifu kuwa tuweze kuelekea moja kwa moja katika ukumbi wa Bomas of Kenya ambapo kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge la kitaifa Amos Kimunya anazungumza.
So that we can concentrate in the House instead of in the constituencies if we have to deliver on this dream for the Kenyan people. We've done it before. In 2010, in August of 2010, that's when it was promulgated. And between August and March of 2012, I believe we had delivered on about all the legislation that was required to actualize the Constitution. So we can do it. But now, time is different. We are meeting limited because of COVID, but we believe we are up to the task. And I want to assure the Kenyan people, on behalf of these members of parliament, that what has been placed on our hands, we are equal to the task. And in unity, because on this matter, we don't have a minority side or a majority side. We are united for the people of Kenya. So we want to extend that assurance and to say, with your support as Kenyans, we will not use the youth to fight for us. You saw us dancing on the Jerusalem Challenge. United people from all different political parties, factions, affiliations, but we're united to show that when there's a common cause, we can put our political differences aside. And on this matter of actualizing the Kenyan dream, to get the vision of the new Kenya, of shared prosperity with plenty within our borders, I've discussed this with my colleague, the leader of minority, discussed this with our whips, and we've agreed that we're going to marshal everyone together so that we can achieve this dream together. And may God help us on that journey. God bless Kenya. God bless you all.
Asanteni sana mheshimiwa. Tutawaalika sasa wafuatao na niombe kwa heshima sana tena. Vile niliomba, we kindly stick to the 3 minutes. Tutawaalika sasa mheshimiwa Wafula wa Munyinyi, mheshimiwa Isaac Ruto, mheshimiwa anaye represent Gideon Moi, Governor Alfred Mutua, Mheshimiwa Moses Wetangula, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi na Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Mheshimiwa wa Munyinyi.
Mheshimiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais Dr. William Ruto, Mheshimiwa Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. Leo ni siku kubwa, and for me, first of all, BBI answers the questions regarding the dispute in Fort Kenya. Because BBI is proposing that we must stick to those mechanisms for resolution of disputes. They must be internal, and if you're not satisfied with internal mechanisms, you move to the registrar and the tribunal. In our case, the matter is at the High Court, for no good reasons. Your Excellency, allow me to say, today we restart a journey to accomplish what our forefathers, they dreamed by independence heroes. Your Excellency, this country is at crossroads. Those dreams we talk about the dreams of a united Kenya, the dreams of a peaceful Kenya, the dreams of a secure and stable Kenya. We need to come together in this conversation and deal with these issues so that we all can attain this dream. Your Excellency, Kenya is staring at another ill-tempered electoral process, which would come about with the usual election violence. BBI is providing the answer to end the violence, the political violence in our country. We must pass BBI. We will all recall the committee of experts under the late Zamba Kitonga, and may he rest in peace, had recommended a hybrid system. But when we went to Naivasha, those members of the Parliamentary Select Committee changed from a hybrid system to a presidency without explaining to Kenyans. We need to get back there. There are recommendations here that address that, and BBI is going to deal with all those issues. I am being asked to finalize, but I must restate my happiness with the BBI report and call upon all Kenyans and my colleagues to support the report so that we can reform our country. I thank you.
Mheshimiwa Rais, mabibi na mabwana, all protocols observed. I was given the instructions to be that brief. Now, I'm very elated because for once we are standing here today, we are meeting here today to actualize and strengthen devolution. This is one of the greatest moments for the people who have lived in utter deprivation. We can now take the economy to our villages. We can take and grow the Kenyan economy to the farthest corner of this republic. I want to urge all of us to support this process. I have read through this document. It has been about more than 4 days. It's enough to read that document. You don't need a whole month to read this document. I have tried to look for the mischief in any of the amendments, and I have found none. I've gone through the pages. Amendments to the Constitution read side by side with the already existing Constitution. And there is no amendment that has been proposed that will negate the gains Kenyans have gotten over the several years that we've done. They are only gains. We've seen Mama Pendo. This Constitution tells us today, never again shall we be fighting. And I want to laud the two principals who have introduced the concept of handshake. I want us to say it should now be a culture for all those vying office that after the elections, they must have a handshake with their opponents. It is the lack of that that has led Kenyans to shed blood. And every time we fight after the elections, after 3 months, we are able to discuss peace. And even when we embrace peace after the elections, those we have killed will never understand that there is now peace, that they need to wake up. They are very dead. They are away from us. We should never take that route again. Let us take devolution strongly, and let us have an all-inclusive management process for our political affairs in this country. I want to laud the Haji team and say, Pongezi, God bless you. That is a lot of wisdom. I will be on the campaign trail to ensure that this document is passed the soonest possible. And for the constitutional amendments, there is no more debate. Let us just go and pass it. Give us the bill. For the legislative agenda, let us look at it. You can debate it as much as you want. But for these amendments, all is done. We are not going to rewrite that. Thank you and God bless you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, I'm here to convey the message from KANU on behalf of our chairman, Mheshimiwa Gideon Moi, who could not be here with us, but is here with us in spirit. This is the position of KANU with regards to BBI. On behalf of our national chairman, party leader, the Honorable Gideon Moi, the National Executive Committee, and the entire membership of KANU, I take this opportunity to most sincerely thank His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, and his handshake partner, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, for their steadfast statesmanship and brotherhood that has enabled us to gather here today for the official launch of the report of the Steering Committee on the implementation of the Building Bridges to a United Kenya. 42 years ago, then newly elected President, His Excellency Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, coined the Nyayo philosophy with the aim of ensuring that our young nation would henceforth be one indivisible nation. Government action for the remainder of his term and under successive administration was and remains centered around the unifying Nyayo philosophy of peace, love, and unity. We are proud for so much achieved in that direction. However, we are brave enough to admit that our country has not been as united as was Daniel Arap Moi Mzee, His Excellency Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Indeed, we have fallen short in a number of ways, but we are convinced that unity should no longer be a persuasive call, but a mandatory call. In this regard, it is our conviction that the call for peace, love, and unity should be entrenched in law. And that is why we are here today firmly supportive of the initiative by the President, by President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga to transform the call for peace, love, and unity into law. The KANU rank and file proudly associates itself with other constitutional legislative proposals in the BBI draft report, including the aim to uplift the socio-economic lives of our youth, entrenchment of our national ethos, equality, equity, and inclusiveness, strengthening of our devolution, expansion of the structure of government to allow for inclusivity, bringing the gender disparity, among others. We refuse to entertain the shallow argument by those opposed to the reforms that these changes can only be achieved through mere policy and administrative decision. Hence, we fully associate with the President's position that this is a package that should be anchored in the supreme law of the land. KANU national and county leaders are under firm instructions to endorse the BBI document without haste for the good of the current and the future generations. Having read the report so far, we in KANU have no doubt that BBI agenda is calling upon us Kenyans to embrace ideals that will guarantee for ourselves, the future generation, a united, peaceful, inclusive, equitable, prosperous country devoid of ethnic antagonism and divisive politics. And that is what KANU stands for as a national party. In that regard, I want to reiterate that His Excellency the President said in his recent Mashujaa Day, and I quote, "We are today faced with a constitutional moment
And that moment requires us to seize the opportunity to make right some of the things that we have gotten wrong in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow Kenyan, this is the moment. Let us seize the opportunity to have a decent and sober conversation around what this document has to offer. Let us be on the right side of history by discussing the document that has been presented to us so that we can make informed choices when called upon to do so. Let us be ambassadors of the truth and knowledge by telling the rest of Kenyans the truth about this document. Thank you. God bless Kenya. Happy birthday, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President, Excellency, the Deputy President, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, all protocols observed. I have 4 points and I'll do them in a very chap manner. Number 1, congratulations to the team that put this together. The BBI document, we've read it. I like the proposals that are there. We love the fact that devolution will be enhanced. We've done miracle work as governors across the country. Now with more money, we'll be able to help our people develop. The tax relief to young people to enable them to pick up so that they can create employment across our country. The World Development Fund. I'm very happy about the industrialization section and growing the economy, manufacturing, because we want to grow factories in every village in this country, because it's all about money at the end of the day. It's all about money. So as Maendeleo Chap, we're very happy and we support this process of the BBI. Number 2, I'd like to tell Kenyans that amendments of the constitutions are okay. There's a lot of propaganda going around. It's acceptable. Even the most powerful democracies, such as the United States, you hear of them talking about the First Amendment, the right to freedom of expression. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Fifth Amendment, the right not to self-incriminate. They are called amendments because they were not part of the original Constitution. Constitution making is a process. So it is about getting us together to be able to fix and improve on what we have for the sake of our people. Number 3, lazima pia tusome funzo la historia. Mimi nilikuwa msemaji wa serikali mwaka 2005 wakati kulikuwa na ule mvutano wa chungwa na ndizi. Na hapo ndio mambo yalianza kwenda mrama katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. There was a lot of polarization in our country. The winner takes it all process started at that time. Na nchi ilichemka, na mkisoma ile ripoti ya Justice Waki mtaona ya kwamba ile vurugu tumeipata mwaka 2008 ilianzia 2005. Kwa hivyo mimi naomba hivi kwa nyenyekevu ya kwamba sisi wote kama viongozi katika nchi yetu ndio tusichomane tena kule 2022. Tuangalie hii document, kama kuna vipengele vichache ambavyo vitaki, tuunganishe sisi wote, tusimame pamoja tuweze kuwa na document, kwa sababu tukienda hivi mvutano, watu wameanza kukataa, wengine wanakubali, tutaenda pale na mabazuu yako sawa, si watoto wetu ndio wanaumia kule chini. Kwa hivyo tuangalie nchi ambayo inashikana. Na mwisho kabisa, nataka kuwagotea vijana na Wakenya wenzangu popote ulipo, nitakuwa kuwapatia rada kiasi. Mnajua sisi tumechoka nchi ya mabezanga wachache wenye pesa nyingi na mamilioni ambao wamesota. Tunataka nchi ambayo watu wako na usawa. Nataka kushow birthday boy Unye na Rao ya kwamba na mabazu wengine wako hapa wote, ya kwamba sisi, especially the young people in this country, tunataka Kenya ambayo tunaendelea kuchochwa saa zote. Haswa tunataka Kenya kofea, ndio kijana akiamka asubuhi anadondoka anajua atapata wera ama atapata do, si kulala njaa kila wakati. Lakini msitupange na mastingo ya kabila, kutupanga ati huyu ndio leader wa kabila hili, leader wa kabila hili, leader wa kabila hili. Mnatupanga na mastingo ya kabila. Mkifanya hivyo sisi tutakataa. Mkipanga tutapangua, mkifunga tutafungua, kwa sababu sisi tutaka mambo fresh ndio tusonge mbele. Asante. God bless na God bless Kenya.
Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, Deputy President, Prime Minister, fellow Kenyans. Today is a day like no other. We assembled here as a leadership of the country to put a final touch to a document of hope, a document of peace, a document of prosperity for our country. We have come a long way as a country. We have gone through challenges, and as a resilient country, we don't give up because we have challenges. We rise like a phoenix out of the ashes to take a new trajectory for our country. The BBI report before us, Your Excellency, is tremendous work in progress, is a good report, and must be supported. For anybody who may wish to have an issue with it, I encourage you, don't say reject, say improve. Because there is room for improvement on each and everything that we have in life. I'm particularly happy, Your Excellency, that for the first time we have put our commitment to the integration of the region in our Constitution. Kenya stands to gain tremendously by continuing to be the major player in the economy of the East African region and beyond. Equally important, Your Excellency, is the centrality of devolution in this document. Today, as we speak, Your Excellency, Nigeria has emerged as the largest economy on the continent because of embracing devolution and taking more money to devolve the units and to the villages. By taking 35% of our revenue to the villages, to the counties, we are going to witness a revolution in the economy of this country like never before. And this is going to change the narrative, the psyche, and above all, the manner in which Kenyans engage with each other. When there is plenty in our midst, room for conflicts diminish. When there is less in our midst, everybody struggles for the little that there is. I want to encourage Kenyans, read the document, understand the document, and like we were told from Kicc, nothing is cast in stone. A good idea will always give way to a better idea. And I have no doubt, Your Excellency, that this is your signature legacy to this country. I want to finish by saluting our retired President Mwai Kibaki. He, after the 2007-2008 conflicts, navigated and midwifed the birth of the 2010 Constitution. And that's why we're here to look at that Constitution and make it even better. You said, Your Excellency, in Kicc, that in 1963, we had a Constitution that was a ceasefire document. In 2010, we had a Constitution that was a stopgap document. Now we are going to have the ultimate document, the Constitution that will lead this country for generations to come. And fellow Kenyans, don't let anybody read for you. Read yourself, understand, and if you have any new idea, we want our country to move together as one big happy family called Kenya. God bless us all.
Your Excellency, the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, the Deputy President, William Ruto, Honorable Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, fellow Kenyans, I will be brief, and I want to say that the issues that the BBI sought to resolve are real issues, issues that seriously affect us, and if we do nothing about them, will continue to affect us. I have read the document, and I also had an opportunity to consult with the ANC party leadership, critical organs of the party. We had a robust debate, and we came to the general conclusion that the document has very good provisions. Provisions that need to be enhanced, provisions that need to be enacted carefully and as soon as possible so that we can engage on nation building. Your Excellency, there are some areas, and I want to highlight just one or two, because my understanding is that the launch is giving us an opportunity to reflect on these issues and then to enrich them so that the same task force that was handling it can take into account issues that may not have been captured appropriately. Indeed, a number of speakers have indicated there may be a few areas that require refining. I think the strength of the Senate needs to be relooked at again. When it comes to matters devolution, after reading it, I think the articles that have been touched tend to remove or to downgrade the role of Senate when it comes to allocation of resources to the counties. Senate is the anchor to devolution. I think that requires a review, not a rejection of the document, but a review. Your Excellency, the judiciary.
Na mtazamaji, ni kiongozi wa ANC Musalia Mudavadi ambaye anazungumza katika ukumbi wa Bomas of Kenya ambapo wanazindua ripoti ya BBI. Sisi hapa ndani ya Switch Adhuhuri tutakuwa tunaondoka, lakini mtazamaji, bado matukio haya moja kwa moja yatazidi kujia hapa, na pia David Kagina amekita kambi pale. Mtazamaji, katika taarifa zetu za hapo baadaye tutakuwa tunakuletea taarifa hizi kwa undani, usibanduke. Na nafahamika kama Joel Chacha, mfasiri kwa lugha ya ishara ni Teresia Washira. Hadi wakati mwingine, kuwa na siku njema.
Your Excellency, I'm making these points so that they can be looked at. The other point that I would like to make, is the issue of underpinning the economy. Your Excellency, you and I have the unique commonality of having served as Ministers of Finance. This is an area you understand very well. I strongly recommend that in the document, and as we look at it, because I believe there's a window, we can underpin the need to tame our public debt. Your Excellency, this is important because the good provisions of increasing 15% to 35% will require resources.